Cooking Diva, a novel about a Thai girl with a passion for Thai cooking by Panwadee, Ponglada, Ittimakin. Episode 8. Her cooking is good enough. You like yam yai, don't you? A very thin smile was on grandmother's face when she noticed that her grandson seemed to be enjoying the yam yai Thai salad. Yam yai was one of the Thai trademark salads. Its main ingredients were cooked pork, cooked shrimp, boiled eggs, cucumber, and turnip. Quite good. It is not too spicy. I don't like food that is too spicy. You probably have gotten used to Western food, right? But I like Thai food. I like tom yam gung, pad Thai, masaman, and green curry. I can essentially eat everything. But it must not be too spicy, right? It is me who is to be blamed for sending you to a boarding school in England since you were very young, for the hope of giving you the best education. It turns out your body is Thai, but your heart and soul must be Falang. You are used to living like Westerners do. I will adapt, Kun Ya. Just give me some time. All right. You have all the time you need. I'm not blaming you. As long as you are my good boy. That is all I ask for. Have you finished your meal? She saw him laying his spoon and fork parallel across the plate. Yes, Kun Ya. I'm so full. The food and the fruits are so appetizing. I have eaten so much. It is time for my medicines. Dujjan? Yes? I have it right here. She walked to grandmother and handed her some cholesterol control medicines, heart disease preventive prescriptions. Dujjan had kept an eye on grandmother when she took all medicines and drank water after that. After taking medicines, what's next? Going to bed? Yes, Kun Ya. I will accompany you to the bedroom, Dujjan replied. Kun Ya just finished dinner. She probably doesn't want to go to sleep right now. I will take her myself. I have something to chat with her. Chaiatichart asserted. He then stood up from the chair and helped pull his grandmother's wheelchair away from the dining table. Dujjan followed them to grandmother's bedroom, but did not enter to the room. She let him take care of his grandmother. She helped his grandmother get in bed. Grandmother felt very sleepy, but she did not want to go to sleep so soon. She wanted to chat with her grandson. Do you still want to be a diplomat like your father? I dream of being one, like my father, but I have already given up that dream. It is too late to think about it. I'm too old to start a new career, a new life. It's never too late to do what your heart desires, if you really set your mind on them. Ambassador Pawan promised me that he would help me find a position in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But I really don't want a position through a connection. I want to do everything with my own two hands. Like father, like son. I remember when your father was a young man, he would introduce his colleagues to me. Pawan was one of his close friends. How is he doing now? Uncle Pawan has been very kind to me. His family has as well. Has he a daughter? A pretty girl? Prapimava is a nice young lady. Uncle Pawan and his family will relocate to Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Bangkok very soon. I will invite them here so you can meet them. A thin smile was on his face. Do invite them. I would like to know them. Yes คุณย่า You know I have no one but you as you had already made up your mind to stay while you have found a full-time job promise me you will run my business for me I have relied on other people for so long include คุณชาย kitchen She nods slowly Since I was 6 I have not supervised the kitchen Customers have disappeared I am the founder of this kitchen and I want to keep it for the next generation Can you help me run this restaurant? Bring it back to fame again like in the old days Yes I promise you I'm glad that you give me your promise I have one more thing to tell you What is it? She said it with a very soft voice She did not want anyone to hear her discussing this matter with her grandson I also have other business and real estates too I have trust attorney John to manage everything for me. Dujjan knows all about this. If he is good at it, let him do it. How would he feel if all of a sudden you chose me to handle it? But you are my bloodline. If I want you to do it, no one can question me. Yes, คุณย่า I will call attorney John. I want to arrange everything before I die. You are not going to die. The heart surgery was a successful operation and you are as strong and healthy as ever. Soon you will walk like you used to. You only have to do what the doctor has told you to do. You will live to be 100 years old. A quiet person that you seem to be. You really know how to say nice words to please an old grandmother like me. She began to yawn. You are sleepy. Why don't you go to sleep? He covered her with a pink blanket. Grandmother was about to close her eyes before she said drowsily, Good. When I am asleep, I always feel so cold, very cold. She then quietly slept as Chaiatichart wondered if her words meant more than what was spoken. He walked to the air-conditioning thermostat at the corner of the room. It was 20 Celsius, way too low. This is why grandmother felt cold while she was sleeping. He thought. He changed the thermostat setting to 25 Celsius while wondering who set it so low. He walked out of her room and went to see Dujjan. He told her that he would like to sleep in grandmother's room. He noticed Dujjan's puzzled face, but he did not ask her any questions. After all, Dujjan really loved grandmother very much. The incorrect setting of the thermostat was, if anything, an accident, Chaiatichart thought. 4 o'clock next morning, Jamneen and Meedee went to the Pakongtalat market to buy a bouquet of flowers. Later they went to the fresh market to do the grocery shopping. After that, they were back to Wachira place. Jamneen asked the girl to get some vegetable from the small garden behind the house. It gave Meedee an opportunity to look around the house. Wachira place consisted of the front building, which was a restaurant, and the Thai house, where the owner, grandson, and Dujjan lived. Both houses were situated on 5 rides of land. They were built in the era of King Rama V. The front building, Kunchai Kitchen, was built in the Western style. It was an octagonal shaped building with glass windows on all sides. The first floor had a wide terrace that could entertain up to 100 guests. This beautiful terrace with carving under the roof was close to a small pond with a fountain in front of the building. In the morning, the pond provided a very calm and refreshing atmosphere, with all the pink lilies blooming against the glory of the morning sun. At night, it was very romantic with candlelight. Behind the white octagonal building, there was a garden with many kinds of trees, including mango, tamarind, and coconut. Next and behind the garden was the small two-story maid quarter. Nearby, there were vegetable garden and a store to keep fish sauce, shrimp paste, and spice. The 50-year-old Thai teak wood house was surrounded by many big trees. A small driveway connected the Thai house and the maid quarter together. Between them, there was a small botanical garden full of local and rare orchids. There was a rose-surrounded glass house in front of the Thai house. Behind the Thai house were a vegetable garden and a tennis court. Meedee was picking chilies in the garden. Suddenly, a tennis ball attacked her on the forehead. Oops! She cries out loud with fright. The blue plastic basket in her right hand dropped on the ground. She looked for the tennis ball. When she found it, she picked it up, then started looking for the owner of the tennis ball, which had hurted her. Who hit me with this ball? She asked in northeastern dialect. It's me. Suddenly, he appeared very near her. She was so startled, she exclaimed with a loud voice, Mommy, help! He laughed so hard that his face went red. He took a look at the red bruise about the size of a tennis ball on her forehead. He felt pity for her, however. This morning, he woke up quite early and went practice his tennis by hitting the ball against the wall. One of the balls had spurred away and went missing, so he came looking for the tennis ball. The girl stood still. Her eyes were wide open with anger. Her lips were tight as she tried to suppress her feelings. She couldn't afford to fight with him. He was grandmother's grandson. I'm sorry. I didn't intend to hurt you. Oh, never mind. It was just my bad day. The tennis ball was still in her right hand, so he had to tell her. Can I have the tennis ball? She immediately handed him the tennis ball, but because of her carelessness, her right hand accidentally touched his hand. She immediately pulled her hand back. She kneeled herself down on the ground to pick up the blue plastic basket. Thank you. The tall gentleman wearing a white sport cloth and shoes walked on. Meedee's face went red with embarrassment and her mind went blank. She had not picked up the scattered chilies and vegetables until she heard Mamil calling her name. Sis, Auntie Channel wants you to go eat. She said in Thai, but with a Myanmar accent. I'm done. I'm going now. Hurry. The Myanmar maid went back. Meedee hurriedly picked up all chilies and vegetables on the ground and followed her to the maid quarter. Auntie Jamnian, the driver, Shampoo, Wandi, and Mamil were waiting for her. What happened to your forehead? It is so bruised and swollen, it looks like a lamb. A lamb dropped on my forehead. Everyone was laughing at her. You are so clumsy to let it drop on you. Next time you must be more careful. Okay? Ready? Eat. You all. Don't laugh at her. Anyone can have a bad day. You will know it when it's your turn. Everyone stopped laughing immediately and went on eating. No one uttered a word. Later that morning, Attorney John arrived at the Thai house with a basket of Thai foods. He came to visit grandmother in the living room. Dujjan was in the room too. Without a call, you would probably never come to see me. You are a heartless man. I must apologize. I was out of town during your stay in the hospital. The family attorney said with a low and soft voice. All right, you have your own life and your own matter. Did Dujjan tell you what business I asked you to do? Yes, she did. And I will do anything you demand me to. I will prepare all the papers for you and your grandson to sign. Good. I want everything done before I die. You shouldn't say that. You're strong and healthy as you are. You will live a very long life. Uncertainty is certainty. Since you are already here, have you got any news about my youngest son's whereabouts? The reason I went out of town was to search for your son. As far as I have learned, he passed away many years ago. Oh, my goodness. It's my bad karma. I have to live to see my children gone away. Don't feel bad, Kunya. I'm sure Uncle Dot is happy in heaven now. He tried to console his grandmother by taking her hands in his. His wife, his only son, and his 2 daughters still live in Chiang Mai. This is true, really. I want to see them all. You are not well enough. Please wait until you can walk. I will ask them to visit you here. Is that all right? Good. I have neglected them for a long time. It's time I'm kind to them. They are all nieces and nephews. Chai, you should know you have cousins. He smiled broadly. It is the first time he knew that he was not the only one in his generation of the family. I must leave them something. Do you agree with me, dear? Yes, Kunya. It is up to you. You tell them to come here. I will do what I have to do for their sakes. Today, I want you to tell my grandson the details of the properties in Pattaya. Shall we wait for another 2 or 3 days? Kun Chai can discuss with my son, Jonai. You know, I have assigned many responsibilities to my son. I'm getting old and I myself am looking forward to a retirement. As you please then, if that's what you want. Ask him to arrange an appointment with Chai. Grandmother smiled a little. Attorney John did not argue anymore. Let me not disturb you anymore. I will go now. The old attorney gave a wine to grandmother. Chaiatichart also gave him a wine. Send him off, Dujjan. Yes, Kunya. Dujjan accompanied the old attorney to his Japanese car. Meedee, passing by, saw them talking to each other in casual gestures. Meedee reported herself to Miss Gale at the restaurant. She inspected the girl's body thoroughly before she let her go. When Meedee entered the kitchen, she worked and chit-chat with Auntie Jamnian. Why doesn't Kun Chai work? He has just come back home and wants to spend some time being close to his grandmother. He wants to look after her, you know. We are employees, and it's not our business to be gossiping about our boss. Okay, go to work. Who is that old white hair man? Kun Jong. He has been this family's attorney for a really long time. He has a son named จ้านาย Kun จ้านายseems to have his eyes on Kun Dujjan with Kun Ya's approval, but Kun Dujjan does not show any feelings towards him. I saw Kun Dujjan talking with the old man. They seem to be close. They have known each other for a really long time. Stop talking nonsense. Go to work. Meedee helped peeling onions for a curry. She cried onion tears. That evening, Chaiatichart came to his grandmother's room. He covered his grandmother with a pink blanket. Grandmother said with a low and soft voice, "You should go to the restaurant. It is your responsibility." "Yes, Kun Ya. Is the AC too cold for you?" "It is all right now. Before, it was always okay in the evening, but then it would be very cold in the night. So cold that I was shocked. It was the reason I was admitted to the hospital the last time. The doctor then decided to give me a heart surgery. Given my heart condition, I'm lucky I survived the death. I promise you, from now on, I will look after you, Kun Ya. Have a nice sleep." He made sure she has already slept before he went to check the AC thermostat again. He turned the light off and walked to the sofa facing off the bed. He decided to sleep in the room as he did not trust Dujjan anymore.